Hi everyone, this is Caroline Speaks, The State of Our World on Sunday, July 19th, 2020. Well, the coronavirus is still with us. As of this evening, we have 3,780,737 cases in the United States. We also have about 140,000 people who have passed away from this virus, all because of the mismanagement of the Trump presidency, Trump is president, and his White House and the whole administration. So we still need PPE equipment, personal protective equipment. We still need tests. There's still a shortage of PPE equipment. There's still a shortage of other medical equipment, and there's still a shortage of tests. And we don't actually have a uniform testing plan, a national plan. Not every test is the same. So that is a problem. We need to test everybody. We need to provide all the personal protective and other equipment needed to all the states, all the people in all the states. And just not being done. Trump seems to like to play golf instead, and he's trying to push to have schools reopened. That is not good. That's another way to spread the virus some more. How can you guarantee the safety of the students, staff, and the teachers? No way to do that unless you have real social distancing, everybody wearing a mask, multiple sessions. No school district has the money to open schools safely. So we just have to wait till we have a cure for this virus and a vaccine. And that might be a while. So we just have to continue to have virtual learning and make sure all students all over the country will have all the technology they need in terms of computers, internet access, etc. And then we can be doing better. We also need to have more aid given to the American people who haven't been able to work because of this virus. We need to have more stimulus bills, give them as much money as they need. Say give each person I don't know, family like $50,000 for a year. That's kind of like a basic salary. And let them also have whatever other help they need. Also, health care, have to provide health care to everybody. Now, I have read that people who have gotten the coronavirus and survived are attempting to put in claims for workman's compensation or disability as a result of having had the virus as a result of treating patients, these healthcare workers, first-line responders, essential workers, etc. And they're having a tough time. Each state's a little different of getting compensation in terms of workman's compensation for their expenses, lack of wages while being sick. So there are people who have had the virus and during the virus struggling to get workman's compensation so they have some kind of income coming in for their family. There are people who have had the virus and passed away from the virus and spent their final days arguing with state and federal officials to get workmen's compensation to cover all their expenses and bills. That is not good. The federal government should be doing that. We need a stimulus package that covers the average person, not big business and not wealthy people. So that's what I'd like to see happen. Also, we have to have a uniform mask mandate. You have to wear a mask when you're out in public, and gloves if necessary. You only go out when you need to, so you don't endanger first responders, essential workers like healthcare workers, grocery store workers, truck drivers, farm workers, agricultural workers. And then other people, like people in detention centers, people in jails and prisons, farm workers, agricultural workers, people in migrant detention centers. It's another problem as far as those people. You can't deport them if they're sick, because then you're sending the disease elsewhere. and you can't support the parents and keep the children here, who's going to take care of the children? So it's a really big problem. Schools should not be open until they can be done safely, which to me means finding a cure for this virus, and successful treatments and a vaccine. It's the only way you can do it safely. And also compensating give people a living wage while they're waiting for things to get back to normal, so to speak. I'm definitely in favor of that. All right. Now, the election is coming up, and if you're not registered, please do register and then learn about the issues and candidates in your area that you will see on your ballot. And to avoid going out in public to vote, if you allow in your state to get an absentee ballot, mail-in ballot. Now, if you have a mail-in ballot, it's you fill it out at your leisure and you have to return it way before the deadline for your election area, so it'll get counted. Now, if it has a date when it has to be received by the election office, and if you have a prepaid envelope, postage paid for mailing, there might not be a postmark on it. So that's a problem. Also, various states, and I'm not used to everybody voting by mail. That could be a problem. That's something we can work on together. So for the future, everybody will be voting by mail. It doesn't create fraud. It's easy. Trump and his family vote by mail. Pence and his family vote by mail. So that's the problem. The problem is they see it, the more people vote, the less chance they have of winning. So get an absentee ballot and learn about all the issues. And those who work in state election offices work to make voting by mail safe and secure, and the post office will be delivering all the mail-in ballots to everybody so they can fill out, and then when they return it, they'll be delivering them to the election offices. And it seems like Trump and the Republicans are trying to destroy the post office. So let's repeal that 2006 horrible law that tried to really hobble the post office. And so they don't have to pay retiree benefits decades in advance. Also give them some of the stimulus money instead of giving it to rich people. That's what I would do. Now, also, we still have violence, protests around the country as a result of the murder of George Floyd by a white Minnesota police officer. We have protests going on in various cities. In some places, the police not responding kindly to the protesters. There have been clashes between local police and protesters. Also, Trump has made threats to send in federal officers if local police cannot handle it, and that's what he's trying to do. In Oregon, he's sending in federal law enforcement. We think they're from Department of Homeland Security, Border Patrol, Customs and Border Patrol, Immigration Services, various federal officials. And they travel in unmarked cars, and they do not wear a badge telling who they are and who they work for. And there have been instances where they've actually snatched people off the street in Oregon, thrown them into a unmarked vehicle, drive them around, and then drop them off by a federal building or something. That is completely wrong. That is like a banana republic, I've heard. This is the work of a dictator. But I guess Trump really wants to be a dictator. So, for instance, he says he will not wear a mask. It's up to everyone to decide if they want to wear a mask. It's free speech, but he doesn't believe in the free speech of the protesters. He calls them anarchists and thugs. Not true. So you do have a right to protest, but not in a violent way. Of course, you have a right to defend yourself, and you should not disturb anyone's property in the process of protesting. It should be law-abiding. But then when you see government officials uh, behaving, not abiding by the law, not being law-abiding, so it's hard to tell the average person to be law-abiding. So we really have a conflict here. All right. Maybe it is time to take a little break. Now, you know you have to wear a mask, and you have to do social distancing, and you have to support your government officials that are trying to protect you. Don't protest against mask mandates. You protest and you don't wear a mask and no social distancing, you're going to spread the virus more. So do the right thing. Okay? Alright. Another issue we have to deal with is the federal government and some states are trying to hide the data on how many people actually have the virus, how many are hospitalized, how many have passed away from the virus. And the federal Trump administration has said they don't want hospitals to report any data to the Center for Disease Control, CDC. They want the data transmitted over to the federal government, Department of Health and Human Services, I guess. So they're trying to hide something. So a lot of things happening in states and on a national level. So it's up to us to try to find out what's happening and solve it. Alright, I'm going to sing a song. It's called If I Had a Hammer. I believe it was written by a member of the trio, the folk trio, Peter, Paul, and Mary. I believe Mary wrote this. Alright, here we go. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer at a danger, I'd hammer at a warning, I'd hammer at a love between brothers and my sisters, all over this land. If I had a bell to ring, I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring it at a danger, I'd ring it at a warning, I'd ring it at a love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. If I had a song to sing, I'd sing it in the morning, sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing it at a danger, I'd sing it at a warning, I'd sing it at a love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Now I have a hammer, and I have a bell, and I have a song to sing all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom, it's the song about the love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Okay, folks, that's If I Had a Hammer. Hope you liked it. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for listening. This evening, Sunday, July 19th, 2020, remember, take care of yourself, take care of others, and remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. Thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you back here again tomorrow evening. Thank you. Good night, all. Stay safe.